Welcome back to the Smugsy Show. I'm Smugsy, your host. Almost every Wednesday we meet here to talk about important things and important people. Tonight it's Happy Birthday, Maine, a defense of Kayla, and hot tips for Minifans coming to Portland on March 25th. Today it's March 15th, and I'm recording this show from my Portland, Maine studio, and it's Maine's 203rd birthday. On this day in 1820, Maine became the 23rd state, and it's the year 2023. So, I don't know, just seems like a good day to be in Portland, Maine. And for those of you traveling here next weekend for the Kirk Minihane Show at the State Theater, which is sold out, I have a hot tip. But first, I wanted to tell you my story about Kayla. Kevin Lemanowicz. I heard the very, very compelling and sad story this morning from that then young man who experienced the "Do you know who I am?" And I feel for him, I really do, and his family, and my heart goes out to them, and I hope that they can someday get over that. I mean, it's probably a scar for life, the way he was treated and the way he must have felt in that moment. And in no way is my story an attempt to denigrate or dilute anyone else's experiences with Kayla. All I know is that today, in Maine, Kayla really saved my life. Do you know who I am? That phrase right there, okay, that saved me from really becoming the very worst kind of person. Of course, I'm talking about Shady, and you've been probably seeing my hands, how they look as if they've been through a meat grinder. Well, that's because of my once adorable puppy, who we named Shady. I named Shady because I had an epiphany that she was going to have shades of blue in her eyes, and so her full name is Shady Blue. And she's a very good dog, very cute, she's got a lot going on upstairs. She doesn't fit the mold of dumb lab, if you know what I mean. She doesn't just lie on her back and wag her tail. Instead, she really makes you work. And she and I have had a wonderful relationship. But today, I realized why it is her name is Shady, and it's because she goes to the dark side. And I realized something about myself, and that is that I go there too. So what happened was we were in the woods, and we had a very challenging power struggle with nipping and jumping. And let's just say she went out of her mind. You've heard of the zoomies? The roomies, they run around crazy, random craziness. This was that plus like teeth and like biting my clothes. Now, eventually calmer minds prevailed, but what happened instead is I was witnessing Shady going to the dark side, and I found myself crossing that line myself. I mean, I had to kind of give her a body blow and take her to the ground and really put my arms like kind of around, her shoulders and make it clear who's the boss. But I didn't like where this was taking me. It wasn't a good look. It was too violent. And I realized I've got to get control of this situation. And so you know what I did? I said, Shady, look, do you know who I am? And it was like, boom, the lights went on. She snapped out of it. So, I mean, in that moment, I'm just saying that I'm grateful for Kayla. It's true to say that to, a teenager who's working at an outdoor recreational facility, is out of bounds. But in my situation, it saved my life. It saved my relationship with Shady. And it really taught me something about myself, and that is that I can go to the dark side. And you don't want to see me there. But you won't see me there this Saturday. You'll see our show at the Kirk Minihane Show. And here's an invitation to the Kirk Minihane Show. I mean, why not just do your pre-show here? It's a great thing for old people, for very old people, who have nothing to do but watch a reality television. I'm a woman-owned business, okay? There's that. And this character that I have going, I mean, as much as I know you don't like it, but you said on the show, Kirk Minihane, that, as long as you're trying to be funny, and the only thing that's interesting about this Muggsy character is the ability to get occasionally under the Kirk Minihane Show skin, so I've got to kind of keep going with that because that's what brings my audience along. So if we did a show together, maybe we could do something else. Like I was thinking, okay, forget the sports betting. I hate that. I don't hate it. It's boring, though. I had another epiphany, and that is that you do not have to know anything about sports or betting to bet on sports, and that's why everybody does it, because you can be a complete moron. All you have to do is be fawning over some influencer who's going to tell you what to do, and then you just have to have a basic understanding that if it's a negative, it means it's the favorite team, and if it's a positive, it's, the underdog. And so basically bet on the win, the parlay this, parlay that, parlay vous. I would prefer the sexy weathermen, and how I could help, this show could contribute, and we could have synergy with the Kirk Minihane Show, is that we could fill in. Ladies, don't forget your Doppler radar, your best friend when the power goes out, or we can expect a high pressure rolling in right after Ted Lasso tonight, hopefully followed by 8 to 10 inches of hard pack. Okay, I think that could go someplace, right? So, in addition to wanting to contribute to the show in that way and inviting the Kirk Minihane Show to do a show in the studio, I would also just say that, if you need a guest to sort of have some diversity, okay, some old people for a change, think about it. And finally, the pro tip for the Minifans coming to Portland, write this down. CBG, it's a bar right next to the State Theater, and if you go in there, you can get a 16-ounce Schlitz with a shot of bourbon for $7.50, or for all of our friends coming from Rhode Island, the Ocean State, go Friars, you can get a 16-ounce Narragansett with a shot of whiskey. So, CBG, and it's like a sports bar, okay? Because if you open up the menu, for instance, today when I was there, I opened up and there was a Wayne Gretzky card in the menu. So it's like a sports bar, and they have brunch. So if you're trying to plan your weekend and you want to have a gathering with some of the other Minifans on Sunday, this might be an option. So there you go. So that's it for this show, and until next time, this is Muggsy Girl signing off. Take care.